Hello everyone, Richard Evans from NewTek here, and today I am happy to show you the Flex control panel. Now this is an all NDI based control panel, which means that anything coming in or out of this system is all being brought to you via NDI. So simply plug in the power cable, the network cable, and you can now control any TriCaster on your network from wherever you want. So before we get into some of the nitty-gritty details, let me show you a basic overview of the Flex control panel. So the first thing that you'll notice is that this is a slightly smaller form factor than previous TriCaster control panels that we've seen. Now, I really like what they've done with this. They have packed a whole bunch of functionality into this little unit here that you can basically just throw in your suitcase and you're good to go. I love the colors that they've chosen for it, all the features in here. It's really exciting. So let's go ahead and show you a quick overview of what is on this system. So first things first, our switcher rows are going to be here in the center. So we have our program row, which will be illuminated in red, our preview row illuminated in green. We also have our DSK selection tools up here at the top, illuminated in blue. And then over here on the right side, you'll see in all these colorful buttons, we have our manual T-bar for switching our show by hand, also our takes and auto transitions, and then also some transport mechanisms for your different media bins, like your DDR bins, sound bins, etc. And then you can start and stop your different streams, recordings, instant replays, and grab stills as well, all from the system. So there's a lot to go over, and I'm just going to go over some very basic things at the moment. So the first thing that I want to show you is how to connect the system to your TriCaster. So to do that, on the control panel, we'll hold down Shift, Alt, and Set. And when we do that, you'll see over here as we have a new a new menu showing up. So you have the option to connect your control panel to a different TriCaster. You can restore the software on the control panel from here, or you can reboot the device as well, or simply hit that red button and exit out. But let's go ahead and press the connect button here. And when we do that, you'll see here in the middle that gives me the name of the TriCaster that I'm currently connected to and its IP address. But using these green buttons up here at the top, I can cycle between different available TriCasters that are available to me on my network. And then once I found the one that I want to use, I'll simply click on this red button here, and then I'm instantly connected to that TriCaster, which means that you can easily swap between different TriCasters on your network, again, just sitting wherever you want. So, pretty cool stuff. So the next thing that I want to show you is how you can manipulate your PTZ cameras or virtual cameras using this control panel. So over here on the far right, you will see that I have a joystick, which will allow me to pan, tilt, and zoom my camera, which I'm currently doing right now. I also have different knobs here for focus and iris control. And then if I move over to the other side of my control panel, you'll see that I have my zoom buttons over here so I can move in and out. And then I have additional options up here at the top for PTZ control. Now again, I can manipulate my physical PTZ cameras using my control panel, but I can also manipulate the virtual camera within a mix effect or virtual set environment. Let's check that out. So now that we're back in the interface, you'll see that I have my virtual set pulled up on my program output here. And now using the controls that I just showed you to manipulate your physical cameras, you can now use these to manipulate your virtual cameras as well. So a lot of functionality with this PTZ control on the Flex control panel. Now another amazing feature of the Flex control panel is the different audio capabilities that it has as well. So now looking at my camera, let's zoom into the top left portion of my control panel. And you will see here that I have different audio meters for the audio coming through in my inputs 1 through 8. And if I go to the other side of my control panel, I also have access to my TalkBack, also my DDR, my different recordings, and over on the far right, I have access to the volume control of my different streaming encoders, my auxiliary output, and my master output as well. But let's go ahead and take a look back over here on these sources. So I'm going to do some different actions within this portion of my control panel, and if you'll take a look at my interface for my TriCaster, those are going to correspond as I go along. So for example, on my input number 1 here, if I just dial it back, you'll see that my volume knob and volume itself will go down to the point where in real time my VU meters will go off, and if I crank it back up, now you can see that start to come back. And if I wanted to, I can simply push on one of those buttons and it will mute that channel completely. So I can go ahead and mute number 1 here, and then take a look within the interface. Input number 1 is muted right there as well. So you can go through and do these however you like. So just with a quick touch of a button, bam, I just muted all 8 of those. Or let's just hit them at the same time. Bam, now they're all back. Well, I missed one. There you go. But some pretty awesome things that you can do with this. Now, another exciting thing about the audio capabilities of the Flex control panel is if we take a look at the back of the system, there are 4 analog inputs and 4 analog outputs that will allow you to convert analog signals into NDI and NDI sources into analog audio. So you can connect different devices to it and bring those in, and since it is NDI enabled, that you can then access the feeds coming off of this system to any other NDI enabled piece of hardware or software that's on your network. Now, you'll also notice on the back of the system is we have connections for different talkback. So you can plug a microphone or other audio device directly into the system. And then you also have a headphone jack here as well, which is super convenient. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm gonna grab this audio cable and plug that into my talkback. And now you'll see on my interface, let's go ahead and zoom into that. Whoop. Move it over just a tad. So now you'll see the VU coming through on the talkback. Now that is the signal coming from my mixer, which I have my microphone plugged into, so that's bouncing as I speak. Or if I want to just mute myself, bam, click that button just like I did with the other inputs. So a lot of really powerful things that you can do with this system. Now we're just scratching the surface of how powerful and flexible the Flex control panel can be. So I highly recommend talking to your local resellers or go to our website, newtek.com. But stay tuned, I'll be doing a lot of tutorial videos on this product and I'm really looking forward to it. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.